Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I turned this pile of stuff into this. Burger here. This is part 2 of my rig building video. In this one, I'm actually going to be assembling everything, mounting it to the rig I built out of wood. In the last video, if you haven't watched that, go ahead and give it a watch. And then I'll also be mounting my monitor on the wall. Sorry for the mess. Everything's kind of out of place right now as I put this together, and then I can finally go through and reorganize and clean things. As I do this, I'll talk about kind of what I bought, and I may put prices in the description. We'll see if that's something you guys want to know, kind of like a total or whatever. Let me know in the comments. I have this pulled away from the wall right now, obviously, just to make it easier to show you guys and to work on. First thing I'm going to be doing is mounting my pedals and then my seat. Because I kind of gotta move the rig around to do that, and then we'll put our base on, monitor, hook everything up. So it took about 4 tries, but I finally got the hardware I needed for everything. Also, in the last video, if you watched it, you'll notice I kind of this plate that the pedals are mounting to didn't work. I didn't buy a thick enough piece of plywood for it. I didn't want my pedals super high up off the ground, and so what I did was I actually just bought some corner brackets. They're like an L, but they're a little bit longer, and I mounted those flush with the floor and then put that piece of plywood on top of it. Obviously, I went through and drilled all my holes for everything. Hopefully they're lined up right, but we'll see what happens. And then I did put this plate here to for this backstop of my pedals to rest on. So I did buy the SimMagic. It was a bundle. It was on sale for the holidays. It's the Alpha Evo Sport wheelbase with the P500 pedals and the GTS steering wheel, I believe it's called. And I have played with it a little bit, just attached to my desk. It's awesome. It's so much fun. I still need to figure out all my settings, but I'm really enjoying it. I'll have to go back through and adjust my pedal locations, but that's okay. I am using fender washers on all this hardware just to help prevent it from pulling through the wood. Obviously want it to be as strong and sturdy as possible. And I'm sure I'll have to make some adjustments to stuff and move some things around and trim it. And in the last video I talked about, after it's kind of set in its final form, I'll go through and sand everything down and paint it to make it look a little nicer. We'll see how long it takes me to buy an aluminum rig, but I think I mentioned in the last video as well, it spent quite a bit getting everything from, you know, the actual sim stuff to the monitor to the wood, all the little things I needed to hook it up to my PC. So I figured a wood rig would do me just fine for now. Can always upgrade later. Using it on my desk was driving me nuts, because I do use my computer for other things, and so I'd have to unclamp the wheelbase, get it out of the way, find a place to set it. Not a huge deal, just kind of a nuisance, which I was sick of dealing with. For the week or so I got to play on it. I'm not going crazy tight with all this hardware. I don't want it to just pull right through the wood already, but snug enough. The pedals have some pressure on them, obviously, and that's why I wanted this board here, so I could use that backstop that SimMagic provides. Just help keep them in place a little better. Next thing is I'm gonna mount my, so I bought the, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you when I actually mount it. But I did buy an NRG fixed back seat. Came with these side mount brackets, and then I ordered some sliders for it. So in order to make it a little easier, I mounted my sliders to the brackets, the side mount brackets. I'm going to mount these to the rig and then the seat onto those. I'm not going to tighten any of the seat down until everything's kind of in place, because these nuts don't spin in that rail. So it's just coming on the bottom and tightening them. Over here, slider bar. So like I said, it's an NRG Innovations fixed back bucket seat. Came with the side mount brackets, and then a set of sliders off of Amazon. I think I got the seat off Amazon too. Fairly cheap, pretty comfortable. I got the large. I'm about 5'11", 240, and it's a little snug on the sides, but obviously that's kind of what you want for a racing bucket. In a sim, it doesn't matter as much because you're not actually moving, but I did want it to feel a little more realistic. And I might have to change the hardware that goes from the seat to the brackets because these bolts in the back aren't letting me tilt it back. Like I want to. And same thing, I used fender washers on these bolts going through the wood just to spread that load out a little bit. We'll throw our wheelbase on. So a recommendation, if you are going to build a rig out of wood, I would get the side mount brackets for this because it would make it a lot easier to get it centered, and then you could actually mount your brackets onto here and mark your holes and just drill down and be good. And I think those side mount brackets actually allow for some tilt as well, and so you could even put this top piece flat, and then if those side mount brackets have that angle ability, then you could mount it at your height and then angle it how you want it. And I think it'd just be easier. Not that this was hard by any means, but learn from my mistakes if you want. It's completely up to you. Just my recommendation, I guess. There's the wheel I got. It is the GT Sport, GTS wheel. Came as a bundle. It was this, the base, the P500 pedals, which has Hall effect sensors in both. You probably can't see me. It has Hall effect sensors in both pedals, but the brake also has a load cell pedal or a load cell switch in it, which is what you want for sim racing. It's only 100 kilogram, and I know a lot of the higher end pedals have like a 200. But it does come with a whole slew of different springs and ways to stiffen it up if that's what you want. I haven't changed anything with that yet, except using it on my desk. It wasn't super sturdy, so that's another thing I'll have to play around with. Next thing I'm going to do is get our mounder mounted to the wall. Can't show you now because it's all torn apart, but I bought I want to say it's a full movement arm. but I'm not sure. You'll see it, obviously. I'm just following the instructions. We're going to mount our VESA mount to our monitor first. Wash it through. It all comes with the mount. Also off Amazon. I got the monitor from Amazon too. It's a Samsung something or other. Viewfinity. It's a 34-inch ultra wide. So it'll have a 21:9 aspect ratio. It's a little bit wider than the rig itself, which is nice. So I did a bunch of research to figure out if I should go triples right away or just an ultra wide. And because I'm going to be streaming, I need to have other monitors for stream stuff. And my graphics card can only handle 4 monitors total. So for now, it just made more sense to use an ultra wide monitor. In doing a lot of research, but it seems like it's completely preference related. You know, some people swear by triples, some people swear by ultra wides. It just depends on what you like, what you want to do. I always figure if I do want triples, I could just get 2 more of these and mount them around. I had already marked on the wall where I wanted to mount this. And this particular mount actually came with a little bubble level that sits right on top of the mount, so you can make sure it's nice and flush, square. All I have now is to hook stuff up and tweak where everything's going to be. I bought a Sabrent USB 3.0 10-port hub with power switches because the hub takes a USB, the pedals take a USB, my camera, my light, my microphone. Like I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to have to run off of USB. And this one was recommended the most. So that's the one I'm going to use. The power switches are nice. I'm hoping that'll make using my keyboard easier. I can just turn this one off when I'm not using it. Pretty basic. Just a block with USB ports and USB 3.0 and then a power. Instructions. I think it's right right here, so nice. Power block, power cable, and then it came with a USB cable, but this one's not very long. See how long it is? So I bought a longer cable because my tower is way over there. Yeah, that's not very long at all. But I bought a Super Speed USB 3.0 Type A to Type B. You have to make sure it's the fast one. Took me a while to find exactly what kind of cable it takes because it's not just a regular Type B, it's the faster Type B. If you wanna, so it looks like that. I bought a surge protector. I didn't want to just get a regular like outlet divider, whatever you want to call it. So I bought a nice surge protector just to protect everything a little bit better. The TV, the base especially, there's a lot of circuitry in those. I don't really want to take a crap on me. You know, lightning storm. I live in the Midwest, so we get about every kind of weather you can imagine. That includes hurricanes, inland hurricanes. They're called derechos. That was a fun weekend. And then I bought a really long display port cable. Ends look like that. A little bit different than an HDMI. DisplayPort's a better quality picture, and it's the port that I've left in my graphics card right now, so that's why I went with that. Then we have our power for the base, the wheel base. Then our USB cables for the base and the pedals, which these will go into my hub. And the last thing I bought was this keyboard. It has a trackpad on it, so I can still control or have a mouse and keyboard without having to find a place for the mouse, basically. So, trackpad, kind of like a laptop would have. And then just USB dongle. They come with batteries? Holy cats, it came with batteries, guys. Okay guys, I figured it out. I just had to set this as my primary monitor. The nice thing is, if I turn this monitor off when I'm not playing, my normal monitor on my desk will become my main monitor again. So that makes it super easy. When I'm ready to play, just turn on my bass, turn on my my monitor, and everything's right here for me. I did have to, I'm guessing because I changed my location of the my bass and my pedals, I had to go back through the settings in here and just rebind everything. Wasn't a big deal. And I had to fix my sound because it was trying to come out of here instead of my speakers. So I think we can drive now. Oh, I changed my resolution to take a full screen. And I just jumped into whatever was already loaded. There, the wheel's moving. There we go. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, this is awesome. Let's do one lap. Oh, oh, oh. I can definitely tell either I'm crooked or the wheel's a little crooked, so I'm gonna have to move that. Like I said, I still need to clean up all my cables, make it all look better. But you know what? This feels really sturdy. 9-day difference from my desk, where even just a little bit of a press on my brake pedals would make my seat kind of rock a little bit, and right now I feel so planted. I gotta play with the video settings a little bit to get the width down and the field of view and everything. But I'm sure you know, like I said, of course, it doesn't let you change that stuff when you're actually in the race. So I'll make a few adjustments and clean everything up. And I also have to like set up all my streaming stuff. But yeah, this is so awesome. Oh man, I'm so happy. Good luck getting me out of this chair. I do have other stuff I need to do, but yeah, I can't be bothered now. I got my feedback turned down a little bit too much. Okay guys, I'll call it there. Like I said, I could play this all day now. Ooh, I'm so happy. This little keyboard works really good, so I'm happy with that too. Whew. Cool. Well guys, like I said, I'm gonna make a few adjustments, clean everything up, but there it is. Really not too hard to do. I know it wasn't really a how-to or anything like that, just kind of more a video of me hooking up something I'm really excited about. So I will leave a link below for my Twitch channel. That's where I'll be streaming. Hopefully one day I will also stream on YouTube, but right now it's just going to be Twitch. Would really appreciate a like and subscribe. Leave some comments below if you have some ideas for me, or things I could have done differently, or someone else could do differently, just to make it easier for them, to make it better. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.